No visitors. I've got no chairman thing. Scott, you wanna talk about anything? About roads or anything?
I guess I can, having trouble getting, tractors, I guess. Can't,
Oh, that one you wanna go over?
yeah, for a sidewalk tractor,
Yeah.
just having issues. It's hard, people don't have much for stock and they're having trouble getting tractors, and
Are they
what
Chinese?
I've got for, what I'm trying to get quotes on, they have a hard time matching. Kubota is about the only one that's come close so far, and we're thinking it may be a little bit too wide. We've done a bunch of measuring and trying to figure out whether it's gonna work for us or not.
So what do you plan to do?
Well, do some more
Just wait.
measuring. I'm still waiting to get a price from Coyote and Coventry from Northeast Farm Equipment. Guess it's gonna be between the Coyote and the Kubota, if we can make the Kubota work, if it's with its width. And I've got I guess there's a couple applications for highway personnel. I haven't seen them yet, but they came in last week, I guess. I haven't seen them.
Are you gonna set up some interviews or what you do?
Well, I've got to at least look over the applications and see what we got.
You can wait till after Christmas.
I'd
I
like
mean,
to,
it's
I'd like to
yeah.
at least look at them and
Yeah.
see for
Take a
now.
look and maybe check references.
Yeah.
If you want me to do anything like that, I can check.
The only other thing I was wondering about is I've got a call from Michael Olio tonight, I guess.
He's here.
He's right out there.
And he was curious about the dimensions of a skating rink. I guess they've decided to do it at Davis Park now.
Nice if there's somebody to ask.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what
well-
I'm saying. Are we gonna okay it
I
for
don't
Davis
know.
Park or?
Where in Davis Park, I'd like to know where.
Well,
I think-
probably right on the lawn in front of the gazebo,
Is it
kinda
gonna
up
hurt?
towards the playground
Okay,
equipment.
is it
Looks
hurt
like
them
the,
on, though? Or you think that'd be okay?
well, we may have a little kill, die back, but if you get it pulled off early this spring, normally it's not an issue.
What about that? I heard that it might be sold, but
What?
that land across from Jolly.
I don't know. I
That
don't
would
think
make-
anybody's
That would make a
even,
lot of sense. There's
I don't
a
think
hydrant
anybody's
there,
followed
there's-
up on that at all. I've suggested it a couple times, but nobody
But
seems
see, that's
to.
not our job to check on stuff like that. They should have, if they're gonna have a place, they need to do all the footwork.
Yeah. I think they've kinda decided Davis Park, the vibe I get.
Well,
And they were asking me about
I don't
dimensions.
think
Well,
that,
we need to approve that. I mean, I am in charge of parks.
The
Right.
Somebody
kids,
needs to s-
fifth graders went down and measured it today apparently and staked it out. They wanted to have a little bit of ownership in it, so they wanted
well,
to
I
do
saw
some
some
measuring.
people down there with the tape measure. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
it
they're
was
doing.
fifth graders
I hope it doesn't
apparently.
become
Yeah, well, you don't have much parking there. Well, you don't
we
have
wouldn't
much
have
parking here either.
You don't need that probably. We used to walk to the skating rink, but the,
I know.
I think somebody needs to present it to us. Is Levi still out there?
I don't know. Look.
Well, maybe she or Michael should come in.
Well, I know Michael was asking me about dimensions and I
Well,
said,
maybe if they're out there, Tim,
I know the plastic that Levi ordered is 40 by 100, so that makes the skating rink roughly 38 by whatever you wanna go in length, like
Is there?
80 or something he was
So you're talking
suggesting.
about it this way or horizontal or vertical to the
Well, the
road?
plastic's 40 feet wide, so if you stand up a foot on either side, that brings you to 38 by,
Are they putting a board around it or,
I would say you gotta do something.
so that's another foot?
That's what I'm saying, you gotta
Yeah.
stand a foot up on
Okay.
either side roughly so that'd be
And you
38
think
feet
that'd be
wide.
okay on that lawn?
Well, they do it on lawns and lots of other places.
I guess.
I think if you pull it in the spring as soon as you can,
It's
so
gotta-
you don't get,
So that the stuff has time to grow.
right. I don't know a whole lot about skating rinks, to be honest with you.
I know, we always had it over on the, well, it was the.
There's other people in town that have done it.
Yeah.
I don't really
How are
know.
they gonna flood it? Is there flood, is there water?
I think the fire department's gonna
Fire
flood
department.
it.
Okay, we need to know about the skating rink.
Alright.
They got a hydrant across the road. They'll have to run a hose across the road or
Yeah.
else do it with a truck.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a
so,
hydrant. put right
Skating
on.
rink we need to know about. First of all, somebody gonna ask me if you do Davis Park?
Well, that was sorry, I guess that I could ask that, yes, but that was our agreed on contingency plan way back. So are we still okay with that being the
I was
contingency
just
plan?
asking, so if it doesn't do any damage, which remember, you're right on the river too.
back in the
Yeah.
same boat.
Over at people's
Well, it's a lot
property.
further
Yeah.
away from the river and it's a
Then
lot
the-
less
and there's a
bank, you know.
bank,
Right.
Yeah, okay.
But it's still, once it's iced over and camouflaged, it looks like a piece of ground, you know, once.
Did anybody talk to you about the land across the street from the Jolly store?
Owned by Buddy, you mean, Buddy Heman.
Yeah, it's Heman,
Yeah.
Heman and Trombley, I think.
I heard it might be sold, but who's gonna do anything with it in the wintertime?
Don't know.
There's a
You probably
big
have
overhead
standards in
light
place
there,
every year.
there's a
Instead of moving it around.
fire hydrant out in the field there to
Yeah, you're right.
flood your rink, there's a, you're right on Main Street.
How would our youth get down
Down there.
there?
Ma, can I
Well,
have a
we
ride
used
down
to
the
walk up to the
skating
ski
rink?
tow up on Kings Hill when I was a kid.
I mean, I don't want my kids walking down 105, that would be my
Yeah,
fear. I
that's
don't want a
true.
kid
That
walking
is
down
a
105,
Well,
that
you got-
scares me.
You got sidewalk all the way down there.
No, you
No,
Not to
can't.
not to Buddy's.
You have to go,
Isn't-
it's
isn't
state permit.
just to the dollar
I just
store,
looked into it.
basically.
Oh, okay, there's nothing on the other side on, like,
Nope.
Shelter's house there? No, okay.
So let's say you're gonna have it at Davis, let's pretend right now you're having it at Davis Park. So what's it gonna look like? Is it gonna have boards on the side? Is it gonna be open? What's it gonna be?
Yeah, what material, we got boards for materials, right? We got
So
the
you're gonna
plastic.
have, so kids can hang on to the edge? That's what I'm talking about.
No.
No,
Oh.
Do you
Not-
wanna talk about, I mean, you kind of have a vision for this when we were initially talking about it, I think you were
well,
spot
I think
on.
you bought like 2x10s for the perimeter of it, and you bought,
you already
bunker
bought?
plastic for the base, which is 40 by 80. So I'm assuming it'll have to be like 38 feet wide, is, so you can leave a foot on each side to turn up to go inside the planks in order to hold water, and,
But it won't have a board for kids to hang on to on the
No, there won't be any
No.
hockey boards.
no,
Okay.
no.
I think it's just basic, I mean, I think the
Yeah, yeah,
idea was
yeah.
basic
I get
and,
it. No warming shack, obviously, like
well,
we used to have.
No, we didn't
didn't do
get part of
that.
that grant, not get approved for that.
okay, thank
Oh, I
you.
didn't, okay. Okay, so you've got the skating rink, who's gonna flood it and who's gonna scrape it?
Fire department said they'd flood it, and we had, when I was working at Berkshire, I'm still gonna put the push on Cynthia and Sean Tag know a lot about doing that, and so they
Like
said that
Scraping it?
they'd help us to learn that, and the National Honor Society has said that they would support in much of that. And the 5th grade class at Richford Elementary is working on a service learning project, and they have a few teachers as support, so they wanna help to
Service
take care of
learning,
it.
so-
Mhm.
Okay, when do you plan to build this? On there?
I'm not planning anything on that. Michael?
When
Well, it
are
really
you gonna build
depends.
this?
Really depends how quick we can
'Cause it's
go.
getting
not-
cold.
Yeah, it is getting cold, so we have, so the 5th graders went out today for measurements.
Yeah,
And then I asked Scott about getting like an official measurement by the town.
Mhm.
I was wondering when we could do that, that's the next step, is get the official one.
Probably sometime tomorrow.
tomorrow.
We can do that tomorrow, and then after that.
And you think you've got all the materials?
Yes, we
to do it?
have, right, whatever.
And does that,
We ordered
does
the
that
grant.
hydrant work?
I couldn't tell you that, it's supposed to.
You're not gonna be able, yeah.
It's not bagged or
How can
anything.
we?
No, I think they came by and flooded it
but-
at
Yeah,
one time.
They flush
Okay.
it, they flush
Flush
them.
it.
Yeah,
Flush it.
whatever, yeah.
Well, we can ask, Andy would know.
It's not like you need a ton
Well,
of,
they can haul
ton
it
of
in.
They
flow,
can
with the
haul it in
truck
from the-
anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Did Andy agree to this as fire chief,
I think, right?
Yeah.
fire department?
I think another element, since we know we didn't get the warming shack, is Michael's gonna be picking up skates and helmets soon as like
So
the
that part
helmets
of
are
the grant,
required,
helmets
so.
and the
They were
skates.
donated.
They're
Oh,
up,
they're
no,
donated.
they're part of a
Where are you
grant.
gonna keep them, if you don't?
Well, yeah, so therein lies the next problem. I wonder about the library having some,
See, if you had somebody down at the place, but you can't, because we can't do that, you could use the canoe shack, but you can't, because somebody's not there, I'm not gonna leave it unlocked.
right?
What kind of hours you think of operating this thing?
Hours.
I mean, it depends on who's using it, like, do you want it like for everyone, for like students, is it more, this was.
I mean-
I don't know what's the purpose.
Sorry.
I mean, it's a community skating rink, I would say.
Adults or kids?
Yep, so we have it kind of aimed at everybody, and sorry, Michael, you came in a little bit mid-game, but one of the things I think we want to do is really engage that 5th grade in purpose and creating what the community expectations are and posting those. Because if those students help us with that, then they're gonna be able to help their families to understand that with more community buy-in. So that, I think that's part of the project you wanna be working on with them.
You also, if you're gonna do it and you're all set, you need to write a little article I can send to the paper explaining what it is, what the hours are. Make it clear to everybody and, I'm sure Greg will print it.
And thank our sponsors.
And thank the sponsors, yeah, so if you get that stuff to me, I can get that in the paper. But
I'm sorry.
wait till we know when it's gonna open, go ahead.
I was wondering what the hours are gonna be.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can't wait to
I was gonna
have the
say,
fifth
that
grade class tell me when it's gonna operate. But
basically,
Great.
Adults could use it in the daytime, even if kids are in school, that's, but I don't know if any would.
I think it's
but-
basically gonna be anytime. How are you gonna
Right.
control it any other way anyway?
So there's gonna be no supervision to speak of.
Well, I can't imagine how you would.
We never.
It's not like you can close it.
No, you can't.
Once it's there, anybody can use it.
And
I don't
I
think
would
the
be
ones we've
curious
had
as
in the
to a
past.
maintenance
have
schedule
always-
even, you know, like
Well,
every
Levi
day
used
when
to
it
do the
snows
fire alarms again.
I'm sorry.
Let's go ahead.
I was gonna say every day when it snows a half an inch and you gotta scrape the ice down because it's no good then. And how's it gonna, I know what you said. But I'm just concerned with the upkeep of it and, I'm really concerned with no supervision at all.
Yeah.
And, what do we have for, liability issues for insurance?
Have you checked for that liability with Kylie?
So, way back when, and I think that one of the things, like Kevin's, when you pick up the stuff, talking to Kevin Smith more about that, because he's been incredibly helpful. But his thing was, we have to post that helmets are like required, and so.
Post it, what do you mean, post it?
Put that in our community expectations, right?
Yeah.
And I think like, you know, the hours that we know it's gonna be open, that we call it as being open.
We could have it officially open certain hours if people wanted to use it, they were at their own risk, right?
And
That's
I think,
kind
you
of what
know,
you'd have to do.
that's where
It's
the
the only way you
National
can
Honor Society-
even,
That's the only way you could do it, I mean, they
Right.
could go on a river and skate and get hurt,
right.
so.
And there's no lights, so it's daytime only? There's no lights there.
Yeah, at Davis Park, yeah, it would be. I would say,
Just the one light, you know.
Well, but it shines the other way.
so are these like,
So
are we
that's-
looking for answers right now, or are we looking for these to be the things that Michael has the conversations around as he's creating expectations?
Well, you can have the conversations, I just wanna,
We can't approve it until we get the
And-
details.
we want it to open.
But you know, the
and-
reason we had it too on Main Street was because there was light. There was
Right.
plenty of streetlights and Sweat Cummings on that property. And down here it is dark. It is a crime area. And you're absolutely against having it there, or is there a reason?
You didn't even consider it, did you?
Where are you,
So-
I don't know what you're
Across from
talking
the
about.
Jollies.
so the, oh, at Jolly's?
Oh, no, I'm talking about right here, across from, where am I?
Notch Park.
Right there, across
Yeah.
from, yeah.
So that one was a big safety concern with the.
It was the
bank.
river,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, that was the thing with that.
Because I thought we were gonna put up
Because we,
a board fence or something there.
Well, that's,
But probably there isn't time yet.
that's a
Right, well, that's the
long-term
thing.
goal.
Yeah.
It's trying to find funding to make that happen. We've got some, but not all.
Uh-huh. So next year it might move.
And that was the joy, right, when this was originally talked about, Scott, you thought like a model like this, it doesn't need to be in one place. This was
No, it
something that we
can be
could
moved.
move as we.
Right, yeah, you just tear the planks down and.
I mean, if
roll.
nobody skates on it this year, you might say, well,
Mhm.
nobody wants it.
They gotta know that it's there.
Yeah,
You know,
well, I
it's just like the farmer's market used to be there and then
Yeah,
they didn't
and they
get
moved
enough
it around.
exposure, they moved to Main Street. So,
The only thing I'm worried about there is the secrecy that the kids can,
oh yeah.
yeah. Because the lights were on us when we were skating, you know, we did have a guy in the shack. I'm going back 60 years, but, you know, the same problems exist.
Mhm. Oh, it's, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's worse because we would never have vandalized it.
I mean, I think from the economic development perspective, when you're looking at like what people see, and how it builds community, this location across from the grocery store is ideal. And the
It is.
safety
It's too
concerns
bad the river is-
are so real, but
Of
that's
course,
not
there
to
used to be a
say,
building there too, so you didn't, there used to be
Right.
the dentist office and stuff was right there in front of the river, so you didn't have that problem way back.
and I think Peoples is very much on board from the email chain
Yeah.
that we've been part of. So I think long-term, that's a great solution,
And
but,
have a have a
Yeah.
wooden,
but like Tim's
Here.
saying, like,
yeah.
people need to know about this, we need to get it
Mhm.
running. So I think it's like, let's just get it up and running.
So
That's
is
a
that,
win,
is that
right?
the only place we can think of? If
For
we
the short
thought,
term, yeah.
for the short term.
What
That's the
about,
only options I thought was Davis Park or down in front of the Jolly, I thought would be a good spot too, but then it's,
But you're not.
you can't walk to it,
yeah, that's true.
There's no sidewalk.
that's the
Well-
issue there.
We were a little kid.
What if you put, I know we're not gonna have a warming hut and we're not
Not
gonna
this year.
have that stuff. Can you put some curtains on that pond shed?
What's
The
point?
pond, top? You know, there's a little
I know what
bit,
you're talking about,
Yeah.
yeah.
there's a
Oh, what do
little,
you
Nick Pond built a little
Yeah,
shelter
the
there.
pond, okay, yeah.
The pond shack, whatever. Put,
The pond shack.
I'm thinking if you put some curtains on three sides of it or something,
But why would you need to be?
well, then you could have someone down there that could give
Oh, they
away
could stay.
skates and semi-supervisory.
But then
Or,
you'd have to move them every night so they wouldn't get stolen, right? Or vandalized.
well, that's fine, you give them a key to the,
A shack, yeah. Yeah, the canoe shack.
yeah, you know what I was trying,
Yeah, I didn't.
to think.
That's nice to have that.
I don't know, it's just an idea, and then you get a little bit more oversight.
When are you gonna know when your final plans are for this place?
So I think getting measurements is probably the first big thing, if we can get that.
By
done.
January 1st?
Yeah. if we can
Okay,
get
so that only
measurement
gives you a
and-
couple months to skate. I mean, I know it's early now.
Well, I think if you're gonna do it, we gotta get doing it, we gotta,
Yeah, yeah.
Yep,
before there's a lot of snow, I'd like to be able to clean it off and get things formed up and put the plastic in and get some water in it.
Snow underneath, aren't you? Under the plastic?
Well, we don't need to have, no,
Oh,
I'd rather not
You'd
have.
rather not. Okay. Yeah, well,
It should
that's what I'm
have
saying,
been,
it's
should have
already
been built
there.
before we got snow, but
I know,
I
I
think we
know.
can clear the snow pretty easy and
And what goes on top of the plastic?
ice.
water.
And it won't rip it?
Nope. Well, I don't
No, they'll
know,
be
I'm
deep
not a skating rink builder, but I got a pretty good idea how
It's pretty
it's
thick.
probably done.
Used to build them in my backyard when I was a kid,
Because I mean, if
you
it rips, and you flood it, is the water's gonna go underneath and,
Well, that's what I'm saying, we got
Yeah.
40 feet of plastic, so you're gonna have to turn up a foot on each side and keep
Yeah.
it turned up and staple it off so it'll at least stay till you get water in it. And so it'll be like 38 feet wide, and then whatever
That's a
length
good
we wanna
start.
go. He was saying like 80 feet long, that's what you were thinking?
It was, it was 40 by
80 by, 40 by 80.
Yeah.
And,
It's gonna be shrunk a little bit, it's gonna be 38 wide.
Right, right.
and
That's
again,
not
I'm concerned about the maintenance of it. What happens when you have a June thaw, or a January thaw, and the ice melts and people still wanna try to
I
use it.
think once it's
and they
there,
wanna-
maybe we can get some people on board to help maintain it, maybe, I would hope would be the thought, right?
We do have, yeah, we've got 2 groups that have reached out wanting
It's
to do it,
maybe some kids.
All right.
so.
Years past, we've always had people that would do it, you
Yeah.
know, back years
People
ago.
have kids.
5th grade is looking for a year-long project that they can be a part of, like they
Cool.
want to be able to put in work all the time,
Something else, yeah.
where they can be doing some significant learning, and,
Cool.
yeah, so.
The kids could be a lot of help if they got a grown-up helping supervise
Right,
and
right.
with a little bit of training, they can do a lot of it, I would think.
Yeah,
And then
They would enjoy it, I would think.
They're gonna tell their friends to take care of it that way too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, they got ownership, they're gonna,
Now,
Yeah.
if kids, now, this is an issue back when I was a kid, when the boys want, or boys, girls, everybody, wants to play hockey, are we gonna have, if there's interest, we're gonna have set time for hockey? 'Cause you
yeah, it
skate.
can't be when people
No,
are
it can't
out.
be because you're
Right.
skating.
Right.
So they used to hit us in the head with pucks all the time.
If they don't have boards, they probably won't wanna play
Oh,
hockey.
right, without the
well,
pucks,
you might be surprised.
Yeah,
yeah. No, 'cause
if we
the
keep it down so the puck's not
Not
Yeah, it won't
flying
go
down.
over the
constantly
sides.
going on the
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
You know, if you have 10-inch planks and,
But
I don't know how
was
level
up-
it is there, maybe full on one end and 4
Yeah.
inches of plank on the other.
It's pretty
Because
level,
I know kids.
Yeah, I
really
know
get
it's
into
within
that.
reason.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's a possibility for any future stuff too. I mean, we could encourage that later. Well, what do you wanna do? Do you wanna say, start working on it, or what do you wanna do?
If we're gonna do it, I think we gotta
You
get
think it needs
going.
to
It's gotta be accelerated, yeah.
So how do you're not out of school yet? Hey,
Yeah, I just barely got done.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right,
My
it's,
first
it's
week.
our,
Does the select board give the highway department permission to
Sure.
build it and,
I would you? There's three
Would
of
you
us.
like
We all
permission?
three have to.
well,
vote, you know.
I probably should. I shouldn't just take it upon myself to go do it.
Well, let's, we're gonna leave it in the hands of the highway department, yes?
And that works for me.
Okay.
Okay, so it's passed, three, is all we need. Yeah, I think if we're gonna do it, we ought to get started on it right now. So you've got all the materials.
Yep. I got to do the legwork. Michael's in charge now.
Okay, oh, okay.
Maybe
I'm
we
a
can
support
have,
person for him in this.
If we run short of something or if we're needing something, who do I chase down for?
I would
Michael?
say that because this is all grant funded, that this would be a good place to utilize economic development matching grant funds.
We've probably got
that we've budgeted
everything
for.
we need, I think.
Is, what's her face still in operation, well, I got some of that playground equipment, Tim Smith's wife.
Denise,
Yeah, what was the name of that?
United Way.
Rise Vermont, is
Oh,
it
Rise.
still giving out grants? Oh, it's
Rise
not.
Vermont is pretty much,
Yeah.
it exists, but because of COVID, everybody's been sucked up by the hospital,
I know,
so.
because they would have given us some money, just like I'm looking for money for.
I don't-
that.
That
Well,
might be-
what if you have
look
a
at that
big
grant for that
New
too,
Year's
if we
Day
don't get
opening?
Hmm?
You can do it in the next week, if
Oh, I
there's no
think
snow.
if we got enough spare time, yeah.
Yeah.
I
During the
don't think
day,
it's supposed to snow this
During the
week.
day, if we don't have a lot of snow, we got time, you know, it shouldn't take that long to do it.
No,
It's
no,
like
no.
building sidewalk forms, right?
Yeah, right. It's just a big square, you know, it's
Sure
not,
it is.
No, they will come, right?
We build
There's no-
sidewalk forms, must be we can build a skating rink.
So when are we gonna say that we're gonna have one, have kids get skates for Christmas?
I mean, really, why
Well,
don't
we
you
used to
try
get
to
them for
make a
Christmas
splash
because
for
we
New
used to
Year's
skate all the
Day?
time, though. Yeah, I know.
You know, this is like, come out and celebrate the new year and,
It'd be a
If
good
the
time to
weather
get-
cooperates, it could happen.
Think so.
I don't know, I'm just trying to
I think that's.
make people aware of it and
Coming soon.
get them to come down there and,
And maybe I get somebody to take a picture while you're working on it, and you can get the paper and you can write something
yeah, I
else.
can walk across the street and take some pictures.
Sure.
I've been taking pictures
I
of
mean,
those
if
guys
we can
working
get
on the
some
gazebo from
advertising
the
for
school.
it, Yeah,
And I just,
I'm worried about the gazebo. I want them to stay off the gazebo with their skates, that's all.
yeah,
We may have to put.
which is just about done. Nate's been putting in all the panels this week, and he's been replacing all the rotten ones too.
Perfect, because I'd like to rope it off though, because I don't want them banging with skates and.
Oh, yeah, no,
They'll
they-
go and sit.
Well,
I
that's
would.
why there's a couple of picnic tables there, and you gotta put them like
I have
up
like
next to the rink so that
Yeah.
people got a place to put their skates on
True,
and,
true.
The other, on
There's a
that
couple
note,
benches.
I was gonna say, if not, we could, if you guys were okay with it, a bleacher set from the playground could come up for
There's
the
some
winter and be
lightweight
right
ones down
beside
there.
it.
yeah.
Yep.
Either way, I mean, whatever you think, people need a place to put their skates on, that's all.
Right.
I know Kylie had mentioned that as an idea early
Yeah,
on.
that's fine. Take some of the
And
new
is
ones that are
the,
lightweight.
is the recreation committee involved in this? Not so much,
I'm not sure.
okay?
No.
Well, if you're the lead guy, Michael,
Find out.
Just got dumped in your lap, right?
It's yours.
Not yet, but I think they probably will be. I think that our major recreation contact has been out straight with this time of year in town business, right? That's this time of year, so.
yeah, sure.
Let me ask you another thing, because I will call Roger and let him know that we're gonna do this down there. Is Andre still working? Because when I left, he was maybe not coming back. Is he still on?
I still see him around. He was over at the gazebo the one day, I was taking
Okay.
pictures of the kids working on
I'll
it.
give them a call and they can park down there.
And he wanted to,
Officer up
you know,
the school.
introduce me to Tom Barnum.
You
Yeah.
guys.
And,
He's awesome.
yeah, he is a good guy. He really is.
Well, good.
And,
Because we should let them know about this so they can keep an eye on it.
yeah, sure. They need to be aware of
Well, yeah.
activity in the community, that's all.
Well, yeah, exactly. And
So-
if there's gonna be people there, you know, we need a little more coverage.
Right.
And you're sure about the water business? if they shouldn't be going down there, it'll be, do you plow snow up into?
Well, you're gonna be on this side of the path anyway,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So you're far removed.
Far
You,
removed, okay.
even if they go over there and tumble down the berm, they're not gonna go into the
You wouldn't think.
river.
Okay. Did you take the swings off all the,
Nope,
I wonder if we should?
I never have.
I
They're still
know.
using
I
them.
wonder if we're gonna, I'm
They're
just
still
don't
using
wanna offer
them.
any idle,
Well,
people should go there to skate.
Well, they may wanna swing too when they get sick of
Yeah,
skating.
I know, and with their skates, bang, 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 I know.
They're not gonna hurt the swing.
Okay, all right.
just that one oversized chair one, yeah.
Well-
They can bring their own skates to do that, not the brand new ones we bought. We'll keep a better eye on those ones, right?
Yeah, don't sharpen them too much.
Yeah, don't sharpen them. So.
Then we have a
does that-
bunch of broken ankles.
Does that satisfy your need, you guys, for what?
Gives you enough
Proceed.
information to proceed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Beautiful.
hopefully it'll be a success, and we'll try to let me know when you want it advertised and.
Okay.
So let me know.
Okay, boss.
Okay. I'll remember, you in that office,
Yep.
fine, okay, how many days a week?
I'll be here tomorrow morning,
Oh, you
should
will?
for the week, yeah.
Oh,
I
okay,
should be there.
so yeah, you're done school, and you're in
Cool.
school, so.
They're
Yes,
closing at
and I have to
noon
go
on
because
Thursday, right?
I have
I just
to, I
Isn't
have
that
a kid that's
correct?
gonna be home alone if I don't hurry up.
Yeah,
So,
okay, well, I know
did
you're.
Jason
gonna-
Sorry.
talk to you?
What's that?
Did Jason talk to you about something else that I'll talk to you about later?
You have my
Nope.
phone number in case you have to
Weatherby?
drive or something.
Yeah, about my buddy that came to visit you.
Oh, well, yeah, you mentioned about a week ago, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll check in sometime. I tried to chase you down this morning.
Things are awful slow this time of year is the trouble with us.
It's a good time then. It's a good
Oh,
time.
good, I
Starting.
didn't even bring them.
We wanna keep them busy.
Bye, thank you. Okay, where are we now? You still on Scott?
I think I'm done.
Okay.
Got the skating rink covered, I got,
Okay, hopefully it's a success.
yeah, I mentioned the tractor, having trouble getting one spec, the right specs, and, yeah, I guess.
He seems to be doing a good job with the old one right now.
Yeah,
You know, it seems
Yeah.
to be working out okay.
it's
No.
just rusted and it's sweeping in the summertime, you're not gonna
Oh,
get,
yeah, right.
you're not gonna get anybody to do it anymore. It's a health hazard.
Must be cold too.
Well, it's not hot in there. It's time to update, you know?
Yeah, sure. No, I got you.
So we don't have water and sewer, we don't have buildings, parks are covered with snow.
Parks, like I said, the gazebo's almost done.
Yeah,
So that's good news.
that is very good. How much is it costing us?
I'm not sure. I didn't order it.
Okay, I didn't either.
Yeah, I know.
Who did?
We talked about it at a meeting,
Yeah.
and we were gonna try to schedule somebody to do it, and Nate Peters was the only one
I had a
available.
list of people to call, and then when I got to calling them, I realized you'd already gotten somebody. But I know.
It wasn't me,
For 2
but-
years, too.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. He replaced 20-some of those slats, you know, because a lot of them were rotted
Make sure
away.
they're not wrong. Of course, it's been years and years since that's been worked.
Oh, yeah, no, I
It's not
understand.
just-
Well-
It
Well,
needs some
it's
paint this year
wrong.
too, and,
Where the bottom edge of the slats went into a mortise or whatever, just water had gotten to it and they were just rotten, it's, you know.
yeah, the
it's-
water was
It's
seeping
been
up
that
into
way.
it.
Right, it's just regular maintenance, yeah, it
Right.
wicks up in the bottom and just
Yep.
rotted the bottom
You
inch
just have
off.
to be more
Right.
careful of maintaining it, because it is a very pretty car.
Right, trash.
Trash, yeah.
Um,
Should we, is it something we should wait for Thursday for everybody to be here, or do you want?
No, we don't have to.
Okay.
I've had extensive meetings with Mr. Weatherby, the current hauler. And his fees are going up over $20 a ton this January 1st. And it's mostly Casella. He's hauling about 4 to 5 tons a week in garbage down there.
A week?
So, yeah, so his fees are gonna go, if you use 5 tons as the worst case.
$100 a week.
Yeah, $100 a week. And we talked today, there's roughly 300 active customers. This is the list here. It's 309
Here,
people. Yeah. And I talked to him about a $4 increase. Well, that keeps them
$4
whole.
a quarter?
A quarter,
Oh, that's
yeah.
not,
Yeah, so we'd go from 84 to 88,
yeah.
okay?
I think
And
that's
that-
$100 shot.
And that keeps them whole,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
because
yeah.
300 customers, he's gonna generate
So are you?
1,200 and some.
Are you now, because I remember, are you now thinking that we need to keep a trash hauler?
Only for 6 months.
Oh, okay.
John,
this is
John
6
doesn't, and when we send out the bills,
Uh-huh,
will be the first notice of a potential
Potential.
charter change,
okay.
okay, which
So
Kristen's working on, she's
that's
gonna give me
be
the
voted
language this
on?
week.
So you voted on by the town?
Yes, and it's
Not
the
village,
entire
or just the
town.
village? It
It's
is?
It's the entire town because it's a charter change after the merger.
Uh-huh,
And so, and speaking with John,
yeah,
he fully expects it to go out, that we'll be out of the trash business.
really?
Because the town will vote it out,
Oh, yeah.
you know? And there's not enough registered voters on the system, like tenants.
But
The
we're-
landlords get a vote, the tenants aren't
But we're
registered.
not forcing people like we should be, because it's in our charter, that you buy your trash in Richford.
That's
And we're
correct.
not, there's all kinds of different cans around with
Right.
other names on it, and that's our fault.
Right, well,
Because
it's,
we're not enforcing the law.
well, yeah, we don't have trash police.
No, we
Yeah.
don't.
And John is doing some self-maintenance, you know, he
Yeah, I
doesn't
think
pick
he
up
should
from
do the
everybody. and
stickers. Whoever does the thing should be
Well-
doing the stickers and the paperwork.
We won't need the stickers.
Right, I
afterwards.
understand, but
Okay.
if they vote the trash in,
Right,
I think that we don't have to have a vote on,
if,
you provide the stickers, you do the billing.
oh, absolutely, but even under a new system,
Right.
we can get away from the stickers.
Yeah. Yes.
We can say to whatever hauler responds to the RFP, and I know that there's 4 right now that are
Yeah.
going to respond.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, if we get out of the trash business, we can just open it up to anybody.
Anybody, you can hire anybody you want.
You know, I mean, we provide some information to the special district that says, you know, these are potential contacts to handle your trash collection.
Yeah, sure.
Do your own work to see who's
Yeah.
best priced for you and so forth. And John's fine with that. He wouldn't mind it at all.
Okay.
He said, you know,
A lot of people will go with him anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they don't want to change, you know,
Right,
it's just,
because he's local.
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely,
that's a big thing for a lot of people,
absolutely. So,
supporting local.
if you want, I'll make a motion to raise the quarterly fee to $88. That's a $4 increase
For the next 6 months.
for the next 6 months. And I will draw up the agreement. Everything else is according to the existing agreement. This is just the price change. And if they want it worded as, right now, at $84, they get 26 stickers for the quarter. So that's $3.23 for a sticker. And,
How much do you pay in town?
I don't even
I
know.
don't know.
I got
Do you have a
a,
dumpster?
no, I've got an apartment and my garbage goes with the apartment and I, you know,
Yeah.
no, he's got, I mean, it's still the best deal around.
Oh, I know.
You know, and if it gets voted out, like he said, he gets about $90 a month or $98 a month for a 2-yard dumpster, which is pretty small,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but, and that's gonna be sticker shock to a lot of people, but it's, you give them the option to vote it, and
Well, yeah, they have to vote.
And it can't go into effect until the legislature approves it, because it's a charter
We can't
change.
vote on it till
So
March.
we vote on it in March, and hopefully they'll address it this session.
Summer, yeah.
And
So we may have to
Have to
even
go
extend
another
it
6
longer.
we may have to go like another quarter, or we may have to go another 6 months.
Right.
Because the legislature.
Drag their feet, they could.
Yeah, so, but that's, and it's all cleared with the attorney. The attorney's writing the language for the article to go on the ballot. And we have obligations to have some meetings
Yeah, some public.
There'll be one in like late January, there'll be another one in middle of February, based on what happens at the first meeting, if we need to make any changes to it. Then they'll vote on it, and we'll go from there.
Do we have to warn the meeting any different than just putting it out on the agenda that we're gonna be talking
I
about
think it just has to be on the agenda.
special services garbage or something? Do we
Oh,
actually have to?
unless
Oh,
we have a hearing.
for this, charter change, yeah, it'll.
No, I mean just
To discuss
before,
it.
just for discussion, to let people know.
But if we have.
Well,
meeting
that'll be the
just for
first
that, we
meeting.
do, Yeah.
That'll be the first meeting, and it'll be
Okay.
part of this process.
Okay,
And
I thought
I'm
you,
gonna try to, have a letter go in with the trash bills this week that says the town is you voted back last summer, we did a survey
Yeah.
with all of the bills, and it was basically identical.
A
They,
tie.
they
Yeah, I know.
couldn't decide on what they wanted
basically
to
a
do.
tie, yeah.
So, we'll just say that we've decided to
See, I'm surprised
move on
that,
a charter change.
that we have to have, that it isn't just a village issue because just the village takes it. I'm very surprised they didn't write it up back in the day, so that only the
They
village.
could, if they had enough signatures,
Yeah,
put together a group and say,
right,
Petition it.
we just wanna vote in the special district.
right. I'm
And that would be a
surprised it
separate
isn't,
election and everything else, but
'cause it
what would they
only-
vote to do? Keep
Well,
it or change, or,
Yeah, exactly, but I'm surprised that the whole town gets to vote on it, that's all,
because it's a charter change.
it is, but.
Well,
whole
the thing
town
is,
doesn't
if it runs in their ears, then the people from the town end up paying anyway. That's the problem.
That
Yeah.
That's true. That is true, yeah. So
And
what
here-
we vote-
here's
what do you
the-
want us to vote on tonight?
To approve that the $88,
Make the motion.
and, make a motion to approve the, $88 rate for the next 6 months.
That's a
Or-
$4.
$4 increase over the current rate, and to authorize me to get the signatures necessary to extend the contract, which expires on December 28th.
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah, I'm sorry to make such a big deal out of it,
Well,
but
it's been a big deal for a long time.
you know.
Yeah.
And we're not breaking even right now, and people are paying for
We're
the
not breaking even
deadbeats in the
because we're not
system.
charging everybody that's on it, that's what
Well,
we have to
we,
do.
we are
years
breaking
ago.
even, but,
Right. Because we're
but
not
you're paying
offering
for
the
my
service.
trash if I don't pay for my trash,
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly.
And sometimes it bleeds over into the general.
Right, if everybody would pay like they're supposed to and be in the program, it probably worked years ago.
You can't imagine, I mean,
Oh, I know, I've seen that list.
the last 2 pages of it are, well, the last page and a half is people that owe $600 or more.
I know, but you gotta also think, if we were prudent about this, that garbage hasn't been picked up, it shouldn't be charged to us, but we haven't had anybody say, wait a minute,
Well, thing is, you don't know whose has been picked up and whose
this
hasn't.
hasn't, yeah. Well, you know, who's bought the stickers, and who hasn't.
Well-
Of course, before they were giving stickers away.
Well,
That's
it's just
another
like,
problem.
it's just like right now that, talking to John, he's told certain people, cause this is just trash.
Yeah,
Right.
He also has to pay like,
right,
$500 a month for recycling fees. You know, it's not as bad as a week, but it's
Right.
still high. And it's different rating because it's a much lighter thing, you know, there's not,
Well, that's the next issue we're gonna have to deal with. If it stays town controlled, we're gonna have to deal with composting, recycling.
yeah.
It all comes
Well,
into play, right?
yeah, I mean, it's the universal recycling law. And I asked John, I said, are you set to do composting, you know, to do food scraps? Well, he says, I do some now. He collects out of town for some of the Jolly stores and stuff. And claims he's got, I don't know, 50 buckets or something ready to go. And his new truck has a way to,
Collect.
it has a lift on the back that it can pick up, like, if we wanted, the currently the solid waste district, for instance, picks up at the schools, they pick up at the Jolly here, they may do something at the crossing, I don't know, but, or Mocha's or whatever. But the bottom line is, he couldn't, on his new truck, he has a hook to pick up the dumpsters, you know? Right now, he just opens, you've seen them do recycling. They just have an open box truck and they throw all this stuff up in the back of it.
Right.
But I think, I mean, we just gotta wait and see what happens. It's gonna be,
Yep.
I'll make sure we have the meetings in the appropriate window and,
The people will decide what they
What
want.
they want,
Right.
yeah.
that's right.
I do
I mean,
have,
right now, it's like, he's been informing people, they put out recycling, but they don't ever have trash, which means they don't have
They don't have
stickers.
stickers, I
And
know,
so he
they're
tells them,
picking
he
up their
says,
recycling.
I can't pick this up, you need to have some stickers. Go to the town hall, buy your stickers, and, this, I mean, it's great, it's, the only reason
Here.
that it might pass, in my opinion, is that people from out in the town aren't contracting for a service, and they're bringing it in and dumping it with their friends or their mother or their, family.
I don't think too much of that happens, but maybe.
Some,
How do you
yeah.
know,
Some
you know?
does.
Oh, I'm sure
Well,
some.
And the other good news is, I'll bring it up later if we have to go executive session, just because it's a contractual type thing and I don't wanna,
All right,
but that's the story on trash.
sounds good. We voted to
3-0, gotcha.
$4 increase. Is there anything else that?
I've got something else I
Okay.
gotta mention. It's, the winter towing for parking ban.
Yeah,
Yep.
Did you find out anything, Tim, or?
I'm working on it.
have you called
Coda,
anybody
I
to-
talked to Coda's,
yeah.
and they're like an auto shop
St.
over
Albans
in
or-
Swanton,
Swanton.
somewhere over there.
Yeah.
Lot of ads right now, you see them everywhere, even TV ads.
Yeah,
And they're not sure if they have the time to do it. They wanted to kick it around a little bit. Did you have many violators?
Well, I noticed it was good for a while when the parking ban first went into effect. It went from like 2 days before the parking ban to like 3 the day before the parking ban, and then down to 1 or none the day of the parking ban. And now it's back up between 7 and 10 in the morning.
Really?
This last storm, there was like 7 or 8.
now, just let me ask you, cause I just can't remember. We had a local person doing the towing, there was a problem, right?
Well, they're not interested in
Not
doing it.
necessarily, he's not interested
Not
in doing it
interested,
at all.
okay.
Right, yeah, we talked to him,
Okay,
and,
'cause I hope you talked.
I mean, we had TDI for a while, and that
Yeah,
didn't go so
That
well.
didn't work out.
They won't come back, and it's not-
And
We
did you
did
get
talk
any
about,
prices
we
on
did talk
boots?
about booting them.
Did you get any prices on those?
Yeah, those things are cheap on the internet.
boots are?
Yeah, like $75 a piece
So
or
how are we
something.
gonna work that though?
I don't
You
know,
guys
that's
will
things
do it?
that would have to be worked out, yeah.
Well,
And
does it,
how would,
I don't
but
know.
it
how would they
doesn't,
get the boot off?
well, they'd
They have
have
to
to pay the
come unlock
fine.
it.
They'd have to pay the
They'd have to pay
fine.
when they
They'd
came,
have-
but we
yeah.
haven't passed that as a vote or anything.
No, that's what I say, it'd have
So
to
it
be.
can't happen this winter.
Well, I don't know,
I
I
don't
don't
know that
think we
you
have to have a vote on it, other than amongst the board.
Yeah,
Really?
It would, we'd probably have to ask
You have to have
maybe
a
the
30-day
lawyer to
notice.
see what kind of, insurance issues were involved or whatever,
Well,
I don't.
yeah.
I think you'd have to have a 30-day notice before that went into effect then.
Well, the parking ban's in effect, you're just changing it from towing to paying a
right
fine.
now it says you'll be ticketed and towed.
I don't know how the actual ordinance is written, if it says
Yeah.
ticketed or towed or
Well, that's what the
ticketed
notices
and
say.
fined.
Yeah.
Yeah, the notice says that, but I don't know
Yeah.
how the ordinance is
Look
written.
up towing ordinance, well, it's right in that black book, I'll find it,
And,
probably on the computer.
It would
Yeah,
be pretty
but-
simple to boot them, and
Well,
then
but-
they'd have to pay a fine in order to get their vehicle back, but
But-
I don't know if we're liable if somebody jumps in their vehicle and takes off with the
Takes
boot
off,
on, or,
that's what I-
I don't know what we're getting into, it's, something that needs to
On a
be,
weekend and you're not working and you can't be found to unboot it.
well,
nobody's here
if it's getting booted, we're plowing,
Right.
basically.
But nobody's here to
But-
take money to unboot.
My thing with that though is it doesn't solve your problem though.
Well, if they pay a fine a couple times, you
Well, yeah, then it will solve it,
Right.
but, you know, the first couple of
I
times,
think
you're still
it's
gonna have
just-
7 to 10 cars parked out there.
Yeah.
it's just no respect, you know, people with any respect at all would move their vehicle off the street.
Sure they do,
Well,
yeah.
I don't understand why I don't plow them in. Why you go around them?
Well, people got fired for it before.
Not for plow, not for.
Oh, yes, that was part of it.
But it was also yelling at the people that
That was part of it.
came out, but I have said right from the.
It's all in who you're dealing with. Sometimes it's pretty hard to hold back when you get blasted.
Yeah,
Believe me,
We
I've
only
been,
do re-
believe me, I've been there.
national things.
I'm
But
sure.
I have said from the day I got on the board, why don't you plow them in? Then it's up
Oh,
to
it
them to
sounds
get it.
easy till you're the one plowing them in and somebody comes out and blasts you. And
Yeah.
I know, you drive away and wave. I
Yeah.
know, that's the rule.
then you get hauled in here and you get reprimanded because you plowed them in.
Well,
And you gotta have somebody stand by you. If you're gonna say plow them in,
Well,
when you get,
plow 'em in
when you
and then
get
shut it
called,
down.
when you get called in here and you get reprimanded for it, you said, you told me to plow them in.
Plow 'em
It sounds
in,
easy,
Plow
but-
'em in and be quiet about it, just drive away. That would be
Well,
the thing.
it's a difficult thing to do.
Well, it is, but that's professionalism.
Well, it just causes problems. That's not the
Yeah.
professional way of doing it.
Right.
Well,
You should have a towing company or have
Right.
some way of
we can't
boating
get
them. or-
anybody. That's the problem.
Well,
We have trouble.
how do
every single-
all the other cities and towns deal with it?
I guess they're used to it. We.
Well, they
I
have more,
think the
they
other-
have more wreckers in town.
Yeah, we have-
I think a policeman can just come to town and ticket them.
They can.
They're
But
parked
the problem
illegally.
is they aren't here in the morning. do
Well, they
they?
ought to be here in the morning.
No,
What's
you
wrong
aren't.
with having them come here 2 mornings and clean it up and it'd be done with?
We could. We could request.
Seems
that.
though to me, if they're illegally parked, you can ticket them and charge
How
them.
about
Absolutely.
The resource officer coming an hour early.
I wouldn't think it'd be that big an issue. After about 5 people got ticketed,
Yeah.
the word would be out, and then they may have a little more respect.
Let me talk to Rob.
Well, do you think before we invest in boots, that the ticket itself would be enough
No.
encouragement?
I think a few tickets, and the word would spread quite quickly with the cell phones, and things
Well,
would
the
change.
Police get the tickets, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, because they have to abide by a police.
I would
ticket.
think we hire the sheriffs, we ought to be able to demand a couple days where they're here in the morning
Well,
and
I know
ticket
they
some
come-
cars.
I know they come to school, so they come an hour. Let me call Roger tomorrow and see.
Seems though, for the money we pay them every year, we could get a little something we'd like when we wanted it, but maybe not. I don't know, we don't seem to have much effect so
Maybe
far.
snow days, maybe,
Yeah.
they know when it's snowing. I'll call him tomorrow and find out.
Well, they were big in town last week to make that big tool bust.
Yeah,
Well, at least they caught the people.
day
I
later,
understand.
he's walking the street again,
Yeah.
looking for what else is there.
You know how long it takes to go to court? They're dropping all kinds of
Oh, that-
cases.
yeah, because of
they're
COVID
5
and
years
they-
behind.
yeah.
Well,
Why, I don't know.
Apparently the system doesn't work.
Why didn't they work during COVID? I don't understand, but, so did.
Well, they did a lot of remote
We
stuff,
probably won't
but
get that money back though, right, for those tools, or do we get the tools back?
I don't know
You don't
how,
know.
they didn't steal tools, they damaged the truck.
Oh, damage, so we haven't.
I don't know how you'd get restitution out
Well,
of,
you can't if they don't go to court.
I don't know.
The guy living down.
Yeah,
Is that why we're
because
talking about cameras?
we're not talking about the same guy. That, when you asked about truck,
Truck what?
or you said truck, I don't know.
damage on our truck,
Damage
Yeah.
truck, he said.
the water department?
Yeah, it wasn't done by this guy, was it?
Well, I don't know what guy you're talking about.
Well, the guy that they arrested last week with $88,000
Yeah.
worth
Well,
of
yeah.
tools and
That's the
stuff.
guy.
That's the same
And
guy.
he
Yeah.
wrecked a truck too, you say?
Yeah, he cut the catalytic
Well,
converter
did we
off.
get-
Okay.
did we
I
get
didn't know it was the
tools
same guy.
back, is what I guess I was.
Well, we didn't lose tools from that. He took the catalytic converter off of the truck.
used our
and-
tools to-
But he damaged the truck in the process.
Right.
I see.
And we had a $2,600 bill that we had to pay.
And if he doesn't go to court for 5 years, we might as well physically.
Yeah. Nobody will remember.
No, I know.
It's tough.
Well, I think it's worth buying cameras then for up there, although, again, they
Price is
caught him.
steep.
They caught him and we're not gonna get our money back. If you have cameras and catch him, you're not gonna get your money back either, so.
No, you're not gonna get your money back.
No, I know. Oh,
I don't know how they can force restitution. It's
I know.
just,
I know.
yeah, pay them $5 a week or whatever. You never see it.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So do we have anything else before we go into executive?
I don't have anything
Okay, well,
that I can think
you
of.
wanna make a motion to go into executive? I will.
Yeah, okay.
And you
I'll second it, yeah.
Okay, and,